Women doctors, we hear you. We know your struggles. We know what it's like to be a female doctor in this dominant world. And guess what? Dr. Summer Caswell and myself teamed up together and created Women Dentists Connect. We wanted to create a safe, educational, and inspirational place to come and ask those crazy questions that you don't want to ask. We know that being a female doctor is different than it is for male doctors. You just have different issues, different questions, different concerns. So Dr. Summer Caswell and I are actually hosting a live event in beautiful Scottsdale, Arizona on October 11th and 12th. This is for women doctors and their teams. We're talking business. We're talking issues that female doctors face. We're talking team breakouts, how to really rally your team. And we're giving you hundreds of tangibles that you can take home and implement Monday morning. We're also having an amazing lineup of speakers where you'll actually get CE for attending. So come on in. We can't wait to see you. We only have a handful of people that we're allowing in. So run on over to womendentistsconnect.com. Use the coupon code podcast to get the Dental 18 family coupon. Guys, I cannot wait. I would love to see you there. I'd love to connect with you, learn from you, and share. So hop on over Women Dentists Connect. I can't wait to see you in October. Hey everyone, welcome to the Dental 18 podcast. We're your hosts, Kiera Dent
and Dr. Mark Costas.
Mark and I had this crazy idea that maybe we could combine a dentist and a team member's perspective because let's face it, dentistry can be a challenging profession with those two perspectives. And Dental 18 podcast was created.
I'm a practicing dentist, a multiple practice owner, a dental performance coach, and the founder of the Dental Success Institute.
I've been a dental assistant, treatment coordinator, scheduler, biller, office manager, current practice owner, and international dental consultant. Mark and I don't just understand you, we are you.
Our goal is to positively impact the world of dentistry by sharing our lessons learned from the road in hundreds of dental offices.
Two perspectives, one mission, to help dental professionals reach their full potential. Welcome to the Dental 18 podcast. Hello, Dental 18 listeners. I am excited. It is another great day over here. And today we're going to talk about some tactical practicals for you guys when it comes to collections, getting credit cards on files, all those things. So, these are some great things that I've been able to pick up at some other offices. Totally think it's a brilliant idea for you guys. So let's dive into it. It's a great, great day. Hope you guys are excited, driving safe out there. But I was in an office the other day and they have a lot of collections. So like old debt. So let's define this a little bit. When you go into your AR, so the aging report, not to be confused with the accounts receivable. So we're talking about the aging report. All of you should be running the aging report. I personally like to run it every single week. And let's put the disclaimer out there. When I was a first office manager, I had no clue this report even existed. So office managers, make sure you run it. When I go into an office, I run this report just standard. I don't change anything. I don't edit it because I want to look at my aging accounts to see what my 0 to 30, 30 to 60, 60 to 90, and over 90 is. I also want to know if it's a patient portion, meaning the patient owes money, insurance isn't going to pay it, or if it's insurance. Insurance has pending claims. Maybe we have claims that are stuck. Maybe we have procedures not attached to claims. All those reports should be run. So additional reports, in addition to your aging report, you should also be running the procedures not attached to a claim. They just get stuck. It's funny. We submit it all out, but they get stuck. I always run for the entire year. So we're in September. Go back to run it for January. Go back about a 12-month time span. You can sometimes even run it for 24 months. You just want to make sure these things are not stuck. I was in an office the other day and we ran this procedures not attached report and we had almost $40,000 worth of procedures that weren't attached to an insurance claim. It's a lot of money, guys, and it's simple and all we need to do is just get those sent out. There are also pending claims or claims that don't have attachments or rejected claims. You need to make sure you're running those reports as well because a lot of this money in this AR just gets hung up because we don't check these things continually. So Open Dental's super awesome, guys. It has the bulk of these reports just down in the monthly. I personally prefer to run them at least weekly because I like to keep up on this. I like to get my money in and I hate chasing money. So those will be some great areas. And then you guys just need to get into a rhythm and a routine of when to do this. I personally, my personal is I do aging of patients on Tuesdays, insurance on Thursdays. So you just know, yes, you've got the daily life going on around you. However, you've got to figure out how to work it through when it comes to day in and day out of the whirlwind of the office. You just know on Tuesdays and Thursdays, you do insurance. That's just part of it. Just like, you wake up at 7:45 or whatever time you get up. Don't worry, guys. I wake up at 4:30, 7:45ers. I'm real jealous of your life. But that's what you need to get into the rhythm of. So lots and lots and lots of areas to help you with these collections. Collections just get funny because of two things. One, we don't set it up properly at the beginning. And two, we don't follow up with it properly on the back end. So what I mean by on the front end is I was at an office yesterday and they said, should doctors discuss money? Like, we don't know about insurance. Like, it would be super helpful if we could know these things. And I said immediately, you are setting yourself up for failure by saying about the insurance. As soon as we start with, your insurance is this, we've set ourselves up for failure. I've done another podcast on words create worlds. So what words you're using really, really, really impact you and your practice and the way your patients perceive it. If we're putting huge emphasis on insurance, your patients are going to get sticky and sticklers on insurance. If we're pretty lackadaisical about it, we use it as a coupon. That's all it is. We don't put as much emphasis on it. That can help out a lot as well. So when we talk about these things, you want to set it up for success with your patients from the beginning. So making sure that you present in a way of, hey, it's going to be about $2,000. Your insurance, we'll see what they do. And we're going to get this treatment done and we'll find the solution. Because what, guys? There is always a solution. Always, 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 always. I can't stress this enough to you. There is always a solution for every single situation. Play that mantra in your mind and your life, and you're going to be really happy. So, a few things that you can do to help with the collections. First of all, make sure you're running those reports Tuesdays, Thursdays, watching it. And then and I talked about this on another podcast, so be sure to check in on this. But when you guys enter your payments, call the patients that day if they owe a balance. Patients know when they have come to the dentist, so they're much more likely to pay their bills sooner than later. Also, don't hesitate to use text messages. Call, text. I don't know about you guys. I do not check my voicemails. I don't call people back because I'm usually working. So I don't usually check it till evening. Offices aren't open. They're not going to make payments. So another thing you guys can do, there's a company called Bada, or on your website, get a way for them to pay online. Make it super convenient. You guys, it is 2019. I can't wait for when this podcast is like 7 years old and people are like, it's moved on since then, Kiera. But right now, today, it's 2019. Everything's online. So if your office does not have an online bill pay option, get it. Call your website developer, call Abella, find a way for your patients to be able to pay their bills online. Then when you enter checks, there's a statement on the account. They owe a balance. Don't be scared. Don't just send the statement. Call the patient, send them a text message, see if you can get it paid. Save the world, save the environment. You're going to be eco-friendly. Tell them that. Tell your patients that. But let's take that one step further. And that is, let's not even get to the statement zone. Let's just get a credit card on file. So this is where people get a little funny with me and they think, but Kiera, we don't put credit cards on file. We're a dental office. We don't do this. Yes, you do. You do. We just haven't done it. And so it feels weird. But there's offices that are doing it and it's totally normal. You put a credit card on file for an airplane reservation, for a hotel reservation, for a dinner reservation, for a spa reservation, for a nail reservation. You name it, we put our credit cards out there on so many places. This is just another place that they can do it. But I was at an office a few weeks ago and I was wildly impressed because this whole thing of how do we get patients to put their credit card on file? How can we save ourselves from this collection world? What can we do? How do we do this? So have a form. There's definitely some forms. I'm happy to share that. info@thedentalateam.com. I lied to you guys. It's now a cuter email. It's hello@thedentalateam.com because hello, come on over. That's way cuter. We changed our email up because I thought it was a cuter name. So hello@thedentalateam.com. I'll send you the form if you guys want a form for the credit card on file. But in addition to that, this office, what they did is when people would pay for it. So they had their forms where they would sign that they can have a credit card on file. Cool. But they didn't make them fill out the credit card on file. So they just had them sign the form saying that they could have a credit card on file. Well, then when patients came up to check out and they swiped their credit card, The gals at the front said, perfect. So this is the credit card that you would like us to keep on file? And it was a question. And I'm not kidding, guys. I sat up there and I was shocked. They just used the phrase, perfect. And is this the credit card you'd like us to keep on file? 90% of those patients said yes. The only time they said no was when they needed an HSA card. Think about it, guys. You're probably going to say yes because we keep credit cards on file. And then you just build the credit card on file, send them their statement via email, bada bing, bada boom. You have credit cards on file for all these patients. And it's not weird. It's not uncomfortable. They've given you their credit card to keep on file. Now, if you're keeping credit cards on file, 100% you need to make sure that you're keeping these credit cards safe. You're staying compliant. So check with your state laws, check with what you need to do to be able to hold them. I know in Open Dental, I'm going to put a plug out there for Open Dental. You can keep credit cards on file in the patient's chart without having to see the whole credit card number. Also, if you're running credit cards, so let's say you're doing payment plans with people, do not run credit cards every single day of the month. That's going to get kind of crazy and wild for you because you're going to constantly be running credit cards. I recommend you only run credit cards on the 1st and the 15th of the month. That way, you only have 2 set dates. It's much easier for you to remember. You're not trying to remember to get it done every single day. But by asking the patient, is this the credit card you'd like us to keep on file? That now allows you to have a card on file. When they have a statement balance, you can just run their credit card, off it goes. I will tell you guys a personal example. When I first started the consulting business, I was super naive. I was young. I didn't know what I was doing. And when I had Dental Placement Pros, like let's do a massive throwback to my past life, Dental Placement Pros, I wouldn't charge my clients anything. So they wouldn't have to pay anything until I placed a client for them. So they got a hire. I was drowning financially because I was having to shell out all the money. I was having to cover all the expenses at the beginning and I wasn't getting paid until I made a placement. Well, you guys know how long it takes to hire. Think about that. You're running all those ads. You're running them for, I had about 50 offices at a time that we were placing for. That's a lot of ads to be placing once or twice a week. And I wasn't getting paid until we hired. And our average hire time was between 3 and 6 months. So sometimes faster, but if I just average that out, I was literally drowning. And in consulting, I put up a lot of money to travel. We front all that money. And my consultants, hello, think if you worked for me and you had to pay for all your travel on your credit card, you'd never make any money with how much we travel. So me with the company covers all the travel. And I was struggling so bad as a business at the beginning. Like we were making a lot of revenue. So like the production was there. We were seeing a lot of offices. We were placing a lot of people, but I wasn't collecting the money. And as a business owner, that was really, really hard for me because the money was there, but I wasn't collecting from the clients. So what we started to do, what we switched to was we just got credit cards on file for all of our clients because sometimes our clients would pay, but then they'd forget. Then I'd have to remind them. Then I'd have to go after them. And I was constantly chasing money. Once I got the credit cards on file for all of our consulting clients, they know when we go into an office, we have a credit card on file for them. And I run their cards 2 or 3 days after a visit. So they just know it's going to be taken care of for them. They've authorized, they know how much it's going to be. They've authorized that they know. And we send them a statement after that so they know what they paid. If it's different from what they're expecting, they give us a call. But it's so easy, you guys. I once at one time had $90,000 in AR. I was like beyond struggling because I'm like, I have no money in the bank. So business owners, office managers, like you guys know, sometimes you look to pay payroll and you're like, holy moly, where is it? But it's all sitting in this AR, my accounts receivable or my aging report. The money's sitting there. It's there. We can collect it, but we don't physically have it in, and we need to physically have money in our bank account so we can pay the bills. So getting that credit card on file literally spun my business around and allowed us to be more profitable, be able to pay our people better, and to be able to grow the business because I actually was collecting money. I wasn't waiting on clients to pay me for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. When you have to keep fronting, I mean, you guys think about it, you're fronting the dental supplies, you're fronting the payroll, you're fronting the building, you're fronting the space, and you have it. But if, let's say I come in, insurance doesn't pay for 30 or 60 days, me as a patient doesn't pay you for 30, 60, 90 days, that's a long time you covered my filling expenses before I actually paid you. So having a credit card on file, you're able to generate and flip this around, keep the revenue there, pay your collections, not have them dump into over 90 collections, and Then you're not having to deal with collection agencies and having upset patients. So it's a really, really, really great way. I'd say if you're kind of nervous about it, start trying it. Just test it on a couple patients and see what your responses are. My guess is you're in a day and an age today where it's not uncommon to have a credit card on file. This will be something that you guys can do that will really benefit you, your practice, and your patient. It makes their life easy. People love things that are simple and easy. So make sure you make it really easy, really straightforward for them. So a couple takeaways and key points for you. Number one, make sure you're running your aging report constantly. I want that done every single week. If you're not doing it, get that on your calendar, set a reminder in your phone, run that. Doctors, run that report. Don't be afraid. Look at it. You want to know where your money's sitting and making sure you're aware of it too. Have your billing representative tell you every single one of those accounts once a month of where they are. Had they been contacted, when they were contacted? This is not micromanaging. This is being a smart business owner with where your money's at and making sure you get paid and followed up on. It's not crazy town. Do this, get that as part of your routine. Your life will be so much better when you do this. When I finally started watching my accounts, my business went up because I was actually proactive and paying attention. Instead of just doing all the work and loving doing the work, I was actually being paid for the work and being able to grow and scale the business. Second, I want you to be running procedures not attached to claims, your pending claims, and your claims history report. So make sure you're running all those. Look for things, rejected claims, all those. Make sure we're not just losing money or having money tied up because of silly things that are in our control. Also, get credit cards on file. Either have a form on file, start asking the patients, is this the card you'd like us to keep on file for you? Have those things happen and then get a payment online so people can pay online after hours. Make it convenient because remember, complexity is the enemy of execution. If I get a bill from my dental office that I owe them money, let's be real. There's only a select few people in this world that still write checks for things. It's very rare that we write checks. So if I get a bill from my dentist and it's sitting there, I'm going to go to work like a normal human being and just get my work done. Then I'm going to come home and it's going to be like, shoot, I forgot to call the dentist and pay my bill. Then I'm going to say, like, well, I've got to send a check in because they don't have online payment. That became way too hard for me to do. I'm not going to execute and pay you. It's not because I don't want to pay you or I'm angry with you or I'm mad at you. It's because A, I know you're not going to come after me because dentists are so nice and they usually don't send people to collections. B, I know I've got like 90 days. Like I had a dermatology bill that came in and I let it run until they've sent me the final collections page. And then I was like, oh shoot, I've got to pay this bill. But it went for so long. Had they had my credit card on file, they could have just taken care of it. It would have been taken care of easily for me. If I had questions on the bill, I would have called them once I got the paid statement. But typically people are like, yep, makes sense. It was paid. They move on with their lives. There's a very select few people that will be upset about it, that will call you angry or will dispute it. So try it. Make their life easier. Have that VIP patient experience. Help them out. And here's the magic words to say it. Try it out. Let us know. I want to hear how this goes for you. I want to know if it works for you guys. Get those credit cards on file. Make your life easier. You guys have a lot of nuggets. This is a huge billing episode for you guys. So take this in. Let me know. I would love to hear from you guys. We have other ones on how to do collections when you do get into that sticky spot. But my thought is, let's be proactive. Let's not even get into that sticky spot. Also, just for a point of reference, I love your 0 to 30 to be super, super high. I love your 30 to 60 to be below 10,000. I love your 60 to 90 to be below 5,000 and your over 90 to be 5,000. Yep, that's for any practice of any size. I've seen massive offices keep their AR that low. It's because they're intentional, they're focused, and they get it done. So look at your AR. Are you in those benchmarks? And I am aggressive, guys. I am so aggressive compared to other people when it comes to AR. Don't let it get high. Get that money collected. Be proactive with it. There's a lot of ways to do it. I think when they get high, it's just because we didn't set it up properly at the beginning and we allowed ourselves to get into that hot water. If you have a lot of uncollected counts, set a date on the calendar, doctors. It's going to be written off by this date. It is a sad, crummy day when you have to write off AR because we didn't have the protocols in place. But that pain of writing that much of it off that was uncollectible is a super good motivator to never have that happen again and to change your policies and protocols so you don't ever get there again. Write off the debt, the bad accounts, write off the bad debt, clean up your accounts, have an accurate AR, and go after it, guys. All right, there's your happy episode for today. I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you next time on the Dental 18 podcast. And that wraps it up for another episode of the Dental 18 podcast. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll talk to you next time.